Hola, hola, mis amigos. Today we're going to start the process of working like Alma Woodsey Thomas, one of my favorite artists. And if you remember from the slideshow, she was the first African American woman to have a solo exhibition at the Whitney Museum in New York City. And she was just a phenomenal artist who loved mosaics as well as painting, and she combined the two to make an interesting mosaic style of painting. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So you're going to need a piece of paper. Mine is pretty small. You can work large, and she worked really large sometimes, but she also worked small too. So you could have whatever size paper you want, and if you start small, you might love it so much you make more and more and more, and you could combine them together to make something even bigger. So the first step is you pick a shape. So a lot of people like to start with a heart. A lot of people like to start with a circle. Or you could just do lines of mosaic tiles that are either vertical or horizontal. And your composition can be horizontal or vertical too. I'm going to go with vertical, I guess, today. Also, when you pick your shape, you're going to want to decide creatively and personally, do I want it to start in the center or do I want it to be off center? So sometimes if your starting shape is off center, it's a little more visually interesting. Sometimes if you start in the center, it looks like it's bursting like a firework from the middle of your paper, and that might be the look you're going for. And then once you pick your shape, and if you're center or off center, then you got to pick a first color. I think I'm going to pick a yellow circle, and I think I'm going to go off center. I don't know why, I'm just feeling like it'd be kind of cool if I started right here. So I just kind of went for it. And your first shape could be as big or small or medium as you want. I kind of went medium. And now we're going to use our knowledge of tints and shades to create our mosaic tile brush strokes. And we also want rhythm and a variety of sizes and colors to our little mosaic bricks. So that has rhythm, but then we also want the value with those tints and shades to create light versus dark. So you may want to have your color value scale nearby and handy so that you can remember what your tints and shades are. And if somebody asked you, hey, is that a 1 on the value scale? Is that a 2? Is that a 4? Is that paint straight out of the bottle? Or is that like a shade? Have you added black? Is it like a 6 or a 7? So having your color value scale ready and done first will help you with your Alma Woodsey Thomas creation. So you're using your vocab and your knowledge. So I'm going to start, I think I might start with a complementary color to yellow, and that would be Violetta purple. And my purple straight out of the tube is really, really dark. So if I wanted to make it light, I would add some white, and that would be a tint. So I'm going to just grab some white and see how that's lightening up already. I like it. So you might need a variety of brushes or at least some water and paper towel nearby so that you can clean those brushes. So I might start with small little brush strokes with just a little bit of white space in between them. So it takes a lot of patience to fill your page with little mosaic tiles. So mine are like little rectangles. You could do squares, you could do rectangles, you could even do circular mosaic tiles or abstract funky mosaic tiles. Next I might do green that's straight out of the bottle, and that would be 4, and I want them to be a little bigger than those purple ones. So again, you decide your colors, you decide your shapes, and you'll notice and you decide the size as well, and values. So you will follow the path of your original first shape. So my original first shape was a circle, so the path of my tiles goes in a circle as well. If you had a heart shape, you would go in a heart path. If you had a, let's say, diamond, you'd go in like a diamond pathway. Alright, so that was a 4 on the value scale with green. Now I'm going to do about like a 2. So I'm adding some white to it. And I'm doing some green right next to that green. And I might even go bigger now. And I'm going bigger because I want to show you, if you choose off-center or if you have been going for a long time, you might hit the edge of your paper, and you'll just kind of pick up where you would have left off. So I'll keep going this way. And again, I'm going kind of fast just so you can see a variety of tints and shades and sizes. But see how it kind of hit the edge there? Now let's say I want to do a little turquoise, and I'm going to do a shade this time. So a shade would be adding what? Black. But remember, a little black goes a long way, so I'm going to do more turquoise and less black in my shade. So this might be a 5 or maybe a 6. And I might go back to a smaller size mosaic brick. The key here, guys, is to have variety. So you want variety of size, variety of value, variety of color choice, and you might even want to do a variety of shape as well for your little bricks. But again, see, I hit the edge of my paper, and now I'm going to just kind of decide that, oh, it would have popped back out over here if my paper was bigger. And then I might do some more of that. I'm liking the turquoise. And I might switch partway through to a new color and just be a little interesting that way. I might turn to a tint of yellow just for fun. Halfway through. So you can be creative that way as well. Alright, I have some red on my palette. If I have red, if I make tints of red, do you know what I'm going to get? A tint of red is just pink. So if you ever wondered why pink was not on the color wheel, well, it's because pink is simply just a shade. Excuse me, it's just a tint. Pink is just a tint. You add white to red. And I might make the tint go from like a 2 to a 3 part way. So you could change your value or your color altogether part way. And then I might go to straight up 4. So this round of red goes through the value scale. Now I'll add just a little black to the red to make a shade. So I've kind of gone through a whole value scale just in one turn there. Light to dark. So you could do that as well. If you wanted to do orange, like what if you went in rainbow order? I don't have orange on my plate, so what 2 primary colors could make orange? Yellow and red. You can make your own colors as well. So use your color theory knowledge, use your value knowledge, use your elements and principles of design knowledge, and this is almost starting to look like a sunset. So use a variety of tints and shades. I am loving this so far. I'm going to continue on this later, but I think you get the idea. Once you fill your paper, you can then, if you want, mount it, once it's dry, onto a colored piece of paper. So I have some mini examples here, like mini demos. This one I started with a heart. Oh, I guess I started with a heart on all these little demos. And you can see I chose a different color to mount it on when it was done. These are just demos. But then I did a bigger one where I finished the whole thing and mounted it on a larger piece of paper. And I chose to do a lot of contrast. So I have complementary colors next to each other, blues and oranges, reds and greens, yellows and purples. But then I also have a variety of tints mixed with white, shades mixed with black, and a variety of size as well. I really like this. I kind of did a value scale with turquoise and white and black here. So it kind of messes with your eye a little bit. And if the less space you give in between your tiles, I think the more interesting it becomes. And from a distance, it looks like little glass pieces or tiles, just like in a real mosaic. And that's what Alma Woodsey Thomas did as well. So from a distance, her work looked like glass mosaic tile works, but in fact we're painting because she loved mixing colors and tints and shades, and that's why she's one of my favorite artists of all time. Oh, before I go, I do want to show you, you could do a value scale with just black and white. So if you just mix black and white, you get gray. So you could do a value scale with just black and white if you want. And then your number 4, because I don't have gray paint from a tube, a number 4 would just be equal amounts of white and black. So you think of it as like fractions. 1/2 black, 1/2 white makes this kind of gray. If you were making shades, you would have more black than your white, and it would start to get darker. If you're doing tints, it would have more white than black, and it would start to get lighter. So you could use black and white and gray, it's called grayscale, in your value as well. So don't be afraid to just use some grays in with your amazing colors, because that's adding variety as well. I'm going to just finish that piece there, and again it goes off the page and would just pick up where it left off over here. So I cannot wait to see what you come up with your variety and rhythm and value and color and shape. Oh my, using so many elements and principles and new vocabulary and new knowledge. I'm just so excited to see what you do, so be sure to send it in when you're done. Adios, amigos.